You are listening to the So Now What podcast with Lana Manikowski, episode number 112. I'm so glad that you are back for another episode of the So Now What podcast. Last week's episode was so fun, and I loved being able to share with you all of the things that I have been working on behind the scenes and have gotten such a huge interest in the book and the fact that I am writing a book, and later this year, the book will be available. This is my first time doing it, so a lot of people have been asking, like, when will it be ready? So my goal is to be done with the actual writing of the book by August of 2024. And if things go as planned, I'm hoping to have it on the shelves by the end of 2024. So it can be the best Christmas present that you can give away to somebody or buy for yourself. But thank you for all your support. One of the things I'm going to be hitting you all up for are ways that I can come into your local community and do a book reading, maybe do a book signing party or a launch party. So if you are a listener of the podcast and think that you would have the capacity to help me pull that together in your local community and maybe be willing to help reach out to some friends who'd be interested in learning about the book or hearing the book, let me know, because I am going to need all of your support and help to get the word out there. Because as you know, a lot of people who are going through the depths of infertility and trying to cope with the realization that their life is going to be moving forward without children, it's hard to raise your hand and say you need help. So one of the things that I really have desired to do is to put myself in front of people so they don't have to look too hard or stretch their arms out too far to find the help that they want and the help that they need to create this life they love without the children that they always dreamed of. So I will be totally welcoming anyone's help and anyone's willingness to maybe find a venue or open their home up to a book reading when the book comes out. So let me know. If you're watching me on YouTube, yes, I am super cash today. I know I usually put on a cute little outfit, get my makeup done and earrings and all that, but I just got done working out. I recently joined Solid Core. So I don't know if you have Solid Core in your community, but one opened up literally like a 3-minute walk from my house. And I decided that I was going to join that gym because it's a workout that feels really good to my body. As I'm getting older, I have found that Orange Theory and some of the higher intensity jumping, running type activities just don't agree well with my body. And Solid Core is sort of like a Pilates-ish type of workout, and it feels really good. It's extremely challenging, but it feels like it's a really good match for my body. And what feels good to me is something that's really important to me to pay attention to. And that's what we're going to talk about this week, about our bodies, about how we compare ourselves, compare our bodies, what we thought our bodies were designed to do, what we thought our bodies were supposed to be able to accomplish, and how we can quit blaming our bodies for what did or did not happen on our journey. So I'd love to know, like, do you ever find yourself comparing what somebody's body is able to do, whether it's having a baby, whether it's running a 10-minute mile, whether it's being able to lift X amount of pounds when you're doing a deadlift or when you're squatting or whatever it is? Have you found yourself wondering why your body doesn't do what somebody else's does? Because one of the things that I think a lot of us struggle with is thinking that our body is supposed to be able to do everything. And we may look at other people and compare what they were able to accomplish or what they have been able to do and think that something is wrong with us for not being able to accomplish that same thing. And I read somewhere recently that comparison is the thief of joy. And I know that we live in this society that encourages comparison. And I think, sometimes comparing what I have done and what I have accomplished or what I'm dreaming about to somebody else isn't always a negative thing. I don't think it's right or in alignment with who I am to think that I'm never going to compare myself with somebody. But I think that there's a way to compare what you have, what you've accomplished, what came out of a effort that you put forth in your life in a way that doesn't make you feel like you're less than. And I think a lot of us fall in that trap of feeling less than when we compare ourselves to somebody else. So when you think about, for example, becoming a mom or getting pregnant or giving birth to a living child, it's easy to think that your body is a disappointment or that your life is not as exciting or going to be as fulfilling as that of somebody who accomplished that thing that you wanted. And if you're in that space right now, I'm not here to tell you that you're doing it wrong or that something is wrong with you, but I want to offer you some solutions that might help you shift those thoughts that make you feel not good about yourself and move them into a way that may help you to bring awareness to what you are seeking. So one of the things that I have learned from one of my greatest teachers, her name is Abraham Hicks, is to think about what you don't want in a way that it is telling you what you do want. So think about the things that you have compared yourself or the things that you have not been able to do. And what are the things about that that feels so repelling for you? So maybe you're thinking about this life that is going to feel so lonely because you weren't able to get pregnant and have a child like most of the people that you may think you see in your life. So what is it about that that you don't want? And when you're able to identify the things that you don't want in your life, look at the opposite of it and allow yourself to see what it is that you do want in your life. So maybe for you, not being able to have a child makes you think that you're not going to have purpose in your life. And so when you think about being purposeful, tell me more about that. Talk about, when you're doing your paper thinking, talk about the things that would feel purposeful to you. And I know that might feel like a stretch for you right now because we've been so used to pointing out the things that didn't work out for us or the things that we don't have and the things that don't seem achievable for us without allowing ourselves to see that the contrast to that is really telling us what we do want. So I really want to exercise this ability that we have to bring forth the things that we do want in our life. So if we're fearing loneliness, if we're feeling lonely, what are the things that we think will bring us comfort, will bring us company, will bring us an ability to feel connected? So when you're thinking about the loneliness part, let's think about, if you don't want to be lonely, what are the things that are going to bring you the fulfillment and the joy and the comfort and the inclusion that you're looking for in your life? Because again, if we're going to compare what we don't have without offering ourselves an opportunity to see what we are seeking, then we're always going to be stuck in this area of life that has us feeling like we won't ever have what we want. But if we don't give ourselves an opportunity to see what we might want, if it's not motherhood that we're able to achieve, what are the things that you believe motherhood brings you? or would have brought you? Or what are the things that you see the people when you compare what your life is like with the people that seemingly have the life that you want? What are those things? Because when we don't allow ourselves to know what those things are, then we never are able to create a plan or find a path for ourselves that will allow us to achieve that very thing. And the most amazing thing that I have figured out, and the students that I work with have come to notice, is that we always lumped everything that we wanted into motherhood. And there are so many other ways to achieve such amazingness in your life. And frankly, if I have to be truly honest with you, I believe that the life that I have found for myself, and this life that is full of things that feel so gratifying, is so much greater than I expected motherhood to be. And do I know what motherhood would have been like? Because I never truly had that. And you probably the same. You don't know what it's like to be a mom, but we have created this vision by grabbing things that we have seen externally from people around us, but we have never truly been able to know what that feels like. So we've always told ourselves that we'd never be able to achieve that fullness. So we sit in this area of disappointment, whether it's being disappointed with your body for not being able to produce a child for you, whether it's feeling as though the things that happen in your life are a consolation prize for what it would have been like to be a mom. And when we never allow ourselves to really open up to the concepts of what it is that we truly are seeking in our lives. Because when we're always seeking something to be present in our lives that is external out of us, so even though we would have given birth to a child, that child is not part of our physical body that we carry around every day. That is something external to us. So when we're always reliant on something external to us, whether it be glasses of wine to get through stressful days, whether it be cigarettes, whether it be shopping, whether it be friends that always have to be in your life to create happiness for you, those external things become an addiction to us or for us because we have not, or maybe you haven't been able to experience how to tap into you for the things that you want or the things that you are seeking to create this life that you love. So as long as we always have to go outside of us to feel that completeness, we're always going to feel incomplete. And that doesn't mean having great friends isn't nice to have. It's beautiful. Like I cherish my friendships. But when I realized that everything I had within me to feel comforted, to feel connected, to feel fulfilled, I realized that those friends that I have are icing on the cake. But if I could figure out how to feel that fulfillment as a solo person, that was like the most liberating thing. And I'm not saying that you can't have glasses of wine at the end of your day. Heck yeah. But when you're focused on the only thing that is going to allow you to unwind and relax from this crazy day that you had is to go outside and have a cigarette or sit down and polish off a couple glasses of wine, then you're always looking for something outside of you to give you that relaxation and that ability to like unwind from a day. And I've seen too many people have to rely on things outside of them when it's so much easier to learn the tools that I teach in my community to realize what's inside of you that you can call on and tap into in a second's notice. And you don't have to wait for someone to be available to go hang out on a girls' night to feel like you're connected. And I get really emotional when I talk about this because there's such beauty that you carry inside of you that no one's ever taught you how to tap into. And it's the most liberating and freeing thing when you can have what you need just by realizing what it is that you already have inside of you. So when we go on and compare what everyone else has and think that we don't have what everyone else has, we are letting go and you're releasing so much joy that is available to you because you are comparing what you have and have not done with your life to that of somebody else's. So I want you to really think this week about that, knowing what you don't want, delivering you what you do want, and pay attention and zone into what it is that you think you do want. And you will start to realize how available that is to you. And if you want to go deeper into that, joining the Thrive After Infertility Mastermind is going to be the most spectacular way that you will learn how to really tap into these tools that I teach in my community and how to have the things that you need to create the life that you love, because they're already inside of you. You just haven't figured out, or maybe no one's taught you how to bring them to the forefront of you and your daily life. So I hope you have a beautiful week. I love you. And remember that it's never too late to discover your meaning. I'll talk to you soon.